Good people, good people, good people. What's happening? Welcome back into The Window, the sports betting podcast where we are just trying to turn a losing hobby into a winning side hustle. Just snuck back home to do the podcast this afternoon after running a couple errands. They didn't know I was here. Hola. So let's get into it. Today, I had a great video yesterday. I felt like it was great, but technical difficulties happened to me once again. Uploading to YouTube. Long story, but that's why I did the short. 275 of you watched said short. Got one comment, no new subscribers, and I don't think anybody even liked it. That's some shameful shit. It takes 2 seconds to like a video. Just like the video for me, man. Had a great day yesterday. Great day in MLB. Great day in WNBA. Great day in NBA. Winning day overall. 7 wins, 4 losses. All for the price of nothing. A click. So click it for me, man. Just look out for your boy. That's all I'm asking, man. Just click it for me. This thing seems slow. There we go. Now it's way more comfortable. All right. Motivational shit for today that I said yesterday that probably not going to see the light of day. It's on my iPad here. But my conversation I was talking about was how the conversation with the people you're around changes when you surround yourself with winners, not losers, not negativity, not people who are just not happy to be around, people who don't want to work for what they want. You know what I mean? If you are watching this podcast all the way through, you've got a little gamble in you, obviously, and you want to make a better way out of life. Not working for the man every night and day. But, doing the 9 to 5 thing is not necessarily your calling. And I will tell you this, I heard this from someone who's super successful, and that's nobody ever got rich on salary. There's always other factors involved, independently wealthy, not on salary. You got to find your own way. So my thing is, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're not in a room, you're in a cage, because nothing is uplifting you. Nothing's making you go better, stronger, making you rise above. They say a rising tide raises all ships. Well, you want to be around people that are lifting you up. And if you don't, you got to surround yourself with people who are lifting you up and with positivity and work ethic and talking about things that they want to do and future things. They're not living in the past. They're not talking about what we used to do. Well, it used to be like this. Well, it used to be like that. Well, it used to be like, no, we're moving forward. All right. Always forward, never back. Yesterday was a good day. Betting sports. Yesterday was a good day overall. Today is a good day. It's a beautiful day. Any day above ground is a great day. And with all that being said, surround yourself with winners. The conversation is much different. I promise you. Surround yourself with people that are smarter than you. Surround yourself with people who have more money than you. And that will motivate you to want to be better. Just 1% better every day. That's it. All right, let's get into the card today, man. Got a bunch of WNBA and some MLB. I'm going to start with the MLB and go ahead and get it out of the way. We're taking the Athletics to win against the Chicago Cubs. The pitcher for the Cubs, Imanaga, is struggling. He has been getting shelled lately. He's surrendered 20 runs and 8 home runs in 15.2 innings over the last 3 starts, but he's been getting shelled. The wind's blowing out at Wrigley today, and I think the over-under on that game is 10 and a half. And I'm getting the A's, this West Sacramento Athletics at plus money. I'm gonna take them in this situation with a pitcher who is struggling this year. He started out great, but he is in mid-season regression, and it's showing. And JT Ginn for the A's has a 2.87 ERA. 2 earned runs or fewer in 5 consecutive starts. He's been dealing. He's got to deal with the win too. So we're going to take the A's on the money line against the Chicago Cubs. Next up, we're taking the Padres against the Phillies. Listen, Zach Wheeler's pitching for the Phillies. I get it. But unless Buddy's planning on pitching a whole game, they got a bullpen that's got to get in there, and the Padres got a bat. The pitcher for Giolito for the Padres, he hasn't been pitching well either, but I think he should show good form today. And if you're giving me 2-1 on my money to take the Padres, I'm gonna take the Padres. At 2-1 against the Phillies, yeah, we're gonna take that at plus 200. So $10 brings you back 30. So we're going to take the Padres on the money line against the Philadelphia Phillies. Another play is the Minnesota Twins against the Kansas City Royals. Kansas City sucks. They're really bad. They cannot score runs. Um, Minnesota's 19-40 as an underdog this season. They win 47.5% of the games as a dog. When you're an underdog, you only need to win, it's plus money. You only need to win 42 to 44% to be profitable. So even with that shitty of a record, you can still make money on the Minnesota Twins, and we're getting plus money here again. So we're on the Twins on the money line at plus 105. So $10 will bring you back $20.50 on the Twins against the Kansas City Royals. And we are taking the Guardians again against the New York Yankees. I'm not buying into the Yankees hype. I'm not paying the Yankees tax. Carlos Rodon is pitching. He's 1-2 with a 3.87 FIP, fielding independent of pitching, and just 20 strikeouts in 19 innings. His 4 starts back from injury. He gives up a lot of contact. The Guardians are great at making contact on the ball. So we're going to take the Guardians on the money line plus 145. $10 will bring you back $24.50. Yeah. So we're taking the Guardians on the money line against the Yankees. And that's the baseball card. Now let's get into the WNBA. Give me 1 second. Let me get to my notes because we got a lot of games. Big game tonight. This is a heavyweight matchup. I mean, in my opinion, all 4 of these teams that are playing tonight are going to make the playoffs. And shit, 3 of the 4, Golden State won't make a run for the championship. They will make the playoffs, and they are dangerous, but they're too inconsistent. But 3 of these 4, Minnesota, Atlanta, and Indiana, they are legitimate contenders for the title. So we are on the Atlanta Dream plus 1.5 against the Indiana Fever. The Dream should be favored in this game, but you are paying the Caitlin Clark tax, and it's a Caitlin Clark trap. So we're taking the Dream plus 1.5. They looked really good the other night, in the second half, I should say, against the Connecticut Sun, where they just pulled away in the fourth quarter on a 22-6 run. Ryan Howard went off for 36 points, 8 of 18 from 3. She was absolutely on fire. Jordan Canada was dishing the rock. Alicia Gray was doing her thing, which is she's 3rd in the league in scoring. She's probably 3rd in the league to be MVP candidate, in my opinion, but what the fuck do I know? And the Dream have the second best defensive rating in the NBA and the 3rd best scoring defense in the NBA. So we are on the Dream plus 1.5 against the Fighting Caitlin Clarks. They're going to win this game outright, and you give me plus money on that. That being said, the way Atlanta plays defense, being the second rated, what did I say? Yeah, they got the 2nd defensive rating and the number 3 scoring defense in the W. We're going to take Caitlin, not her points, but I think she's going to have to dish the rock tonight to Miss Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston. So we're going to take Caitlin Clark over 8.5 assists. This is for all your prize picks and your underdog fantasy and all your DFS stuff, daily fantasy. Take Caitlin Clark over 8.5 assists. She's a number 1 usage rate player in the WNBA at 34%. Against Golden State last week, she had 22 points and 9 assists. Against Portland, they had a horrible game on the road against Portland. They got blown out by Portland. And even on her bad shooting night, she had 6. She went 1 for 7 shoot. It was just a bad spot for them. Atlanta's defensive intensity should keep her from scoring too much, which goes to her second choice. I think dishing the rock is her first choice, in my opinion. That's just the way she plays. But I think even more so in this situation, Atlanta's guards are small. They're good, but they are small. Alicia Gray is the smaller of the 2. Jordan Canada's smaller stature, and Pow Pow is the little girl young lady that comes off the bench, and she is Hawaiian, and she's not very big either. So with that being said, the defense they're going to be playing underneath defense, low on the ground, and they'll be able to stay in front because they're quicker. They'll be able to stay in front of Caitlin Clark. So getting to the rim will be an issue, but she'll be able to drive. She can drive and dish. So I think this is a great opportunity for her to get upwards of 10 assists tonight. So we're taking Caitlin Clark over 8.5 assists. Um, Same thing with Jordan Canada of the Atlanta Dream. This is an off the reservation call. This is a me call because it's plus money, and she's been dishing the rock like crazy. Her average is only 5 and some change. This is at 6.5 at plus money, so I'm going to take that, put it in your prize picks. If you can get 5.5 in prize picks or underdog, I'm not sure how that works because I don't play that shit. I just bet the prop and keep it pushing. But there it is. Yeah, she's averaging 5.7 a game. But when Atlanta wins, she dishes the rock a lot. So she's averaging 10 assists a game over the past 2 games when they're playing really well. Jordan Canada's dishing the rock. I think Atlanta plays well tonight, and I think Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard go off. So, and they're playing against Indiana, and Indiana, like I said, man, defense is optional for these girls, man. They really don't play a lot of women. Apologies, but they don't play a lot of defense at all. And I think Jordan Canada will be able to dish the rock and do whatever she wants. And at plus money, I'm going to take it every time. Next up is Indiana's center, Aaliyah Boston. We're taking her over 15.5 points. She's averaging 15.9 and 7.4 rebounds, both career best numbers. She's playing all-star level this year. Indiana's the highest scoring team in the league, scoring 91.8 points a game. Their front court, Atlanta's front court situation, Brianna Jones hadn't played a snap. She's got a torn meniscus. Atlanta's bigs are not terrible, but they are not without Brianna Jones, and Cheyenne Parker is in Las Vegas, and she was a wonderful defensive big for Atlanta last season. But with that being said, the bigs that Atlanta has, they're young, and Aaliyah Boston's been in the league long enough that scoring 16 points tonight should not be a problem. She has missed consistency for them, even in that blowout loss in Portland. She had 18 points and 7 rebounds. She's just super consistent. So at plus money, her to score 15.5 points is worth a trip to the window. We're taking Alicia Gray over 20.5 points. She's averaging 21 this season. As the Dream go, as Alicia Gray goes, that's how the Dream go. Same with Ryan Howard. Ryan Howard can have a bad game and the Dream be okay, but I think Alicia Gray needs to play well for Atlanta to play well, and I think Atlanta will play well, feed off that crowd's energy at what is it, Bankers Life Fieldhouse, whatever the fuck they call that shit. And again, Indiana's defense is awful. It is literally the second worst scoring defense in the league. They just don't play a lot of defense. Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hall, they're not guarding these girls from Atlanta, and they're not. It's below her average. You're giving the line is set right below her average at plus money. It's worth the ticket. And then Ryan Howard coming off the 36-point game. She's averaging 19 points a game, 3.9 assists, and almost 3 steals a game. She is the most complete guard in the league, one of the most complete guards in the league. So we're taking her to score over 17.5 points. Small play if you want. Put it in your lineup, DFS. I would pick one of the two. Actually, I would put them all in there. I really like all of these plays tonight. What could possibly go wrong? Take a second, guys. Like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please, it just helps us out so much. Would you please just take a second and click the like button, please? That'd be great. On to the next game is Golden State and Minnesota. First up in that game, we are taking Natasha Howard over 15.5 points at plus money. She just dropped 22 and 8 in Minnesota's last win over Chicago. She's rounding into form. She's a good player. Golden State allows the second fewest points in the league to guards, but Howard is their dominating big. She just went for 22. She's rounding into form. She's a WNBA vet. She's good to score some points. That same game, we're going to take the over 164.5 between Golden State and Minnesota. Now, most of these teams usually play really good defense, and Cheryl Reeves' teams normally are defensive minded, but Courtney Williams and Olivia Miles are on a heater. And this team is putting up some serious, serious points. And honestly, this is the bet. It's the lowest. It's the one I trust the least because I'm still working it out in my model. And I'm not really super confident in it because I've had the over. My model has the over in this game. And all that shit I just said about the Indiana Fever being the worst defensive team in the league. I also have a half a unit on the under 173 and a half in the Dream and Fever game. So it's a little counterintuitive, but I have to trust my numbers. If I'm going to do this and I'm going to keep it a buck, I'm going to have to trust my numbers. WNBA was shit last month. This is a new month. We're trying to get to it, trying to get better every single day. And this is how we do it by doing the homework, doing the research, and studying. And this is what it leads to. So we're taking the over in Golden State and Minnesota because Minnesota, they score a lot of points. Um, Now, Golden State only allows 80 points a game, but Minnesota's good for 90 in this game. I really like them on the money line. It got away from me. It moved a lot while I was at work last night, and I should have put it in then. Not that you would have been able to put it in, but at this point, the over is worth the look on this game. Let me see. I feel like I'm missing a game. Hold tight. Oh, Courtney Williams over 15 and a half points. I think I said that already. She had a horrible game a couple games ago, but listen, she's gonna go off tonight. Courtney Williams over 15 and a half points. And I think that's the card, guys. I'm gonna run through it one more time for you. I'm gonna do it in the app where I got everything. Make sure I got. Hopefully, editing will fix this. Pause. Well, the Padres already started. Sorry, guys. All right, so Atlanta, Indiana Fever, we are on the over. I'm sorry, correction. Atlanta, Indiana for small baby peanuts. We're on the under 173 and a half. I do not like that play. I do not like it at all. But that's what the numbers say. So we're going to ride with the numbers. Courtney Williams over 15 and a half points. That is one of the ones I really like a lot. So we went a full unit on that. Jordan Canada over 6.5 assists. Caitlin Clark over 8.5 assists. Aaliyah Boston over 15 and a half points. Alicia Gray over 20 and a half points. Ryan Howard over 17 and a half points. And Natasha Howard of the Minnesota Lynx over 15 and a half points. Golden State Valkyries, Minnesota Lynx over 164 and a half. We're taking the Atlanta Dream plus 1.5. All those are full unit plays. $20 on each. Again, we're not. Listen, we aren't the guys putting $100 on a WNBA game on a Wednesday night. We are not those people. It's a long season, and football season's right around the corner, and college football's right around the corner, and there's a lot of shit right around the corner. So, that being said, in baseball, we're on the Cleveland Guardians on the money line against the Yankees. We're on the Twins on the money line against the Kansas City Royals. We're on the Athletics against the Cubs on the money line, 8 o'clock tonight. And Padres game already started. It is 0-0. So we'll see how that works out. Again, guys, don't bet what you can't afford to lose. If a bet makes you sweat, you're not doing it right. This is Jemiah. Welcome always. You're always welcome into the window where we are just trying to turn a losing hobby into a legitimate side hustle, make some chump change money, some money to play around with. You all have a great Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Today is Thursday, almost there to the weekend, man. So tomorrow I'll be back with another video. We get paid twice on payday. Don't bet what you can't afford to lose, guys. Again, keep it easy, keep it tight. Surround yourself with winners. Surround yourself with winners. Surround yourself with positivity, light, love. Positivity, light, love. You all have a great day. We'll see you next time. Love.